Okay. All right, so welcome everyone. I am Nikki Sakosha, the brand new camp director. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to be with us during this virtual open house so you can learn about the alternatives that we've been working really hard on for you. So again, this is going to be recorded. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, if you could please just put them in the group chat and we'll address them at the end. And so once I go into the presentation mode of sharing my screen, I'm just going to mute everyone so we don't get that Zoom background noise of people typing or cars going by. Instead, you'll just hear mine. Okay. So I'm going to mute you all right now, but you can still add any comments in the chat. Okay, yes. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen and start my presentation for you. Okay. So again, welcome everyone to the Schooner's virtual open house. Again, I am Nikki Sakosha, your new camp director. So I know that this summer isn't going to be like any summer any of us have ever experienced before. I know you're probably all sick of hearing that, but I deeply care about the mental and physical health of everyone, including our campers that we would have served in person this summer. But thank you for joining me today during these trying times, trying to make the most of it. As a new camp director, I was challenged in a way I could have never predicted. But I know in challenge comes growth. As both a new member of the Gather New Haven team and Schooner, I want to be able to play on our strengths as a newly formed mission as an organization, as I'm just getting acquainted to it, bringing neighbors and nature together, even if we can't be together. And I am humble and adaptable to anything that may or may not work out, because that's just life. But I rely on you listening now as parents and campers to let me know your feedback and suggestions on what I present today, because I'm trying to get to know who Schooner is and the community that we serve. So get on board to get outside is our tagline for this summer. So just looking back and then also looking forward, I just wanted to share some past memories of Schooner so we can all reflect. Okay, down to just a bit of a personal level of how everybody's feeling. Feel free to put how you're feeling in the chat box about this summer, but I just wanted to share a little bit of personally how I'm feeling. So let's first click into this. All right, how you feeling? Crabby. I thought that'd be fun for both the parents if campers are watching too. So I am feeling overwhelmed but hopeful. Overwhelmed by the safety of our kids and our city, and the fact that there are many that will not get the resources that they need this summer. But among this overwhelming wall, I find a tunnel towards hope. I am hopeful that we can create a safe way for you to interact with your immediate surroundings and develop a sense of place, and hopeful that we can stay connected and informed. And when and if we can offer outdoor programs, we'll let you know. But for now, that's not the reality. So we must sail on, as we say. But I am growing hopeful every day, speaking to other New Haven organizations, trying to work together to reach the youth in New Haven this summer to create a web of resources. So I want to listen and change for the better and progress forward to see how we can grow stronger and more resilient. Okay, and Susan's just joining us. I'm sorry if I miss anybody when admitting them into the meeting. Okay, let's stop the feeling sharing and get into the nitty gritty of what we're offering this summer. Okay, so the goals for our summer are to get outdoors, stay connected, learn about nature, make a new friend, and provide free access to fun educational materials. So I wanted to be really true to the survey that we sent out after we announced the cancellation. If others on this call aren't aware of that survey, it is available, I believe, still on our website. So the results of the survey indicated that a full virtual camp couldn't replace in-person Schooner camp. Totally understandable. I get it. We're all very Zoom fatigued and want to get off the computer, enjoy the outdoors in a safe way. But we also need to be realistic to the resources that we could provide you based off of safety measures, loss of revenue, loss of staff. But we wanted to find an authentic way to stay connected and also be able to offer those free activities for everyone that is a mixture of virtual connection and outdoor activity guidance, especially for those that can't find a spot in camps that are running due to the current CDC measures. It's our mission to provide equitable access to such materials. And if you find at any point in the summer that our approach isn't reaching you, or those you know would be interested in it, let us know how we can try to reach them. We're open to suggestion, but we want to be adaptable to change throughout the summer. But again, realistic to the limited resources that we have. Therefore, we don't want to make promises that we can't keep. So stay tuned what we can offer in our weekly summer activity guide and resources on our website. So let's talk about those resources. Okay, so what's our strategy to stay connected? So we wanted to be able to offer activities for all ages that Schooner traditionally reaches. So actually on the Schooner survey, there was campers requesting a Schooner study guide to get them ready for Schooner 2021, and I thought that was awesome. So this is kind of what that is. So we're going to be providing a weekly summer activity guide called Schooner High Tides Summer Guide. So within these resources, we will provide you with specific material that will touch upon, that we normally touch upon during Schooner camp, whether you're a coast quester or sound explorer. We got the resources for you to stay connected to the Schooner community this summer, even though we're apart. So this is to help strengthen our bond for next summer to come together with that Schooner study guide that was requested. And I'll get more into the details about that, what examples will be in there. So we also are offering Camp Penpals to get your kids off of the computer and engaging in a nice, authentic, old school way. And again, each of these are just going to be bullet points, and I'll go into the details later. All right, and then we wanted to fill the gap of the junior counselor role. So we're calling it Gather Core, which is going to be a teen leadership program that would replace the junior counselor position or leadership program we normally offer. Okay, so this is what Schooner High Tide Summer Guide is going to look like when it shows up in your inbox, or you go to our website where we're going to be archiving all of our summer guides along with additional material, just so you get used to the symbol. So again, this guide is for past, current, future participants in Schooner and anyone else that would like to climb on board. And the material is going to be appropriate for the typical Schooner ages 6 to 14, as I said. You'll get sent the activity guide via email weekly. That will provide you guidance for the activities to do that week and lead you to the new material on our website landing page, so you're not inundated with too long of an activity guide within your email. We'll make sure that it is palatable for your inbox. So how would you subscribe? You go to our website. That we're still working on the alternative page, so it's not available yet. But you would subscribe there to get it in your email. If not, it's going to be posted on our website. I will also make updates on our Schooner Facebook page. So I just want to get into the examples of what your child might see as activities that we're going to provide. So another comment in the survey guide from a camper is they still wanted to continue learning about creatures of the Long Island Sound, which I thought was so cool. So each week, I'm going to give you a Long Island Sound creature of the week that's going to give you facts and trivia about it. And we're again going to be learning about some things that we typically learn at Schooner, like about tides or clouds to read the weather, and then offering challenges for your kids to contribute to what's happening in this activity guide. So we'll provide you with a weekly scavenger hunt that anybody can use. It's going to be appropriate to anything that you'd be able to find in your neighborhood. It won't exactly look like this. This is just a picture I took offline. Will be much more custom, but we'll also give you ideas for certain challenges or activities, like this insect pitfall trap that helps you figure out what type of bugs are in your neighborhood, which is really fun. I've done this activity before, and you only need like 2 Tupperware containers and a cover, and it's really simple, but you gain a lot of scientific insight to your neighborhood. All right, I'm sure your campers want to stay in tip-top shape of their sailing tips and tricks. So each week we'll be providing a knot tying challenge, which Caleb, who's on this call, is going to be helping us out with, which I'm very excited. So that's, again, to keep you guys engaged with what you typically learn about at Schooner. So that will be provided in instructional videos and activity guides. All right. So another thing that we're going to be providing you each week is with a unique community science project. So your kids can be part of our Schooner scientific research team. So we'll guide you through what these projects are and what to look for in your neighborhood. And we'll give you our report, and then we want to hear your report about what you're finding. So a typical community science project that's done at Schooner anyway is Project Limulus. And this is tagging horseshoe crabs to keep track of them. And they're really important creatures, especially right now with coronavirus, that they're actually part of the study in a vaccine of coronavirus. So that's something that will help your kids learn about this summer. So here are just a few examples of the projects. The monarch larva monitoring project, mouthful, sorry. It's more just if you have milkweed growing in your neighborhood, you just take a look to see if monarchs laid any eggs, what stage they're at, and we'll give you a kid-friendly data sheet to fill out and report back to us. All right, so I just wanted to give you examples of video observations from Long Wharf and some of our other preserves. I'm just gonna click on these just so you can see what those may be. Oh, and make sure that the sound isn't on so it doesn't cover my voice. So we want to keep your campers connected with what's happening at Long Wharf, where Schooner Camp usually happens. So we're going to give you weekly observations that are happening in a fun way. Like I found these horseshoe crabs just a few weeks ago at Long Wharf, and I was looking at those tracks before I saw the actual horseshoe crabs, and then was so excited to see there's like 10 individuals on the beach. And this is a place, if you live near the New Haven area, you can drive your kids to and do any of these activities we provide, which is awesome. All right, so how are we going to communicate all this to you besides in an email, summer guide, and with resources on our website? So your kids have probably been using a lot of different ways of virtual learning. We're gonna try out Padlet as a community posting board where they can post their creature of the week art, their observations, and so on each guide there'll just be a clickable link. So this is going to bring us out of the presentation, but I just wanted to show you. You just click on the link, brings you there, able to share videos, artwork, pictures, observations, any questions for me as the camp director, and then there can be comments. So let me just go back to the presentation. All right, so just so you know, as parents, that I'll be monitoring what's going on the Padlet, that it has me approve the content before it goes on, just to make sure that it's appropriate. And then obviously any technical difficulties that are happening, email me right away so I can fix it. But this is one way that the kids can share in what they're doing, and they can see what other kids are doing too. So another way we wanted to stay connected, or thought we could try to stay connected, is weekly community share circles. So as we're providing you all these activities that you may or may not participate in, is totally up to you, but we wanted to give a chance for kids to gather once a week virtually to share in what they're finding. So I just wanted to give you kind of an outline so your kid would know what to anticipate if you were interested in having them do this. We would just do brief introductions, a group game that's possible virtually, and a group share, and then any questions that the kid or you as a parent would have. So depending on demand of this, if there's high demand, we can offer 2 different sessions for the age group. But just to start off, we're going to do one just to see what the interest is in this. And then if your child is 13 and under, we just ask that the parents at least be in the room, or like acknowledge that they're there, just for the online safety regulations. Okay, let's break it up a little bit. So I want to see in the chat what people think that this track is. So this animal track was taken at Long Wharf. And we can see that it's on a sandy substrate. My amateur tracking move was that I did not put anything to scale. Let me just click in the chat. Okay, somebody thinks plover. Good guess. All right. So it is a great egret. So like I said, I didn't have anything to scale to show you that they were very large bird tracks, but a very common bird found at Long Wharf that the kids would see all the time. And I've seen tons of them lately. So this would be an example of an activity that kids would submit their answers on our community Padlet, just as something fun. So let me get into what Camp Penpals in. Again, we wanted to connect in an authentic way get the kids off, have an option to get the kids off of the computer. So what that entails is we'll have a sign up that for any interested kids in this, and we'll match up the kid to somebody in their age bracket and connect the parents so then they can exchange their home addresses mutually. So you guys can have a mutual agreement on that. And then in our activity guide, we'll have a weekly prompt for these Camp Penpals called the weekly quill. And this is just to help conversation. Not that they need it, but I just thought it'd be a good way to move the conversation along. And so this is open to all ages. But with what I was saying earlier, that we're talking to other New Haven youth agencies, and one is IRIS, the Integrated Refugee and Immigrant Service, and was trying to find ways that we could coordinate. And they have older youth and adults that are trying to learn English. So if your kid that's 12 and up would be interested in a pen pal program with IRIS, just let me know, email me. And I think that would just be a nice enriching way to make a connection with a different organization. So, okay. So the Gather Core. So this is the adaptation, I should say. Shouldn't just say alternative. The adaptation of our junior counselor program. So we're going from JCs to GCs, and I believe that's what these guys are trying to spell out is GC. So the Gather Core name was formulated by a focus group of teens that ties into the mothership Gather. So acknowledging the new organization name and where it's going, and to make our reach a little bit broader than just Schooner. And I'll go into what that symbol is called Nature on My Block. So again, this is a teenage leadership program. I'll go into the details of that. Okay. I just want to get this information all up so I can go into, okay. So what we wanted to address was who's going to be helping me lead and make and create some of this content for the activity guide. And so we're going to have our Gather Core help out with the educational video content of the activity guide to guide your kids through the summer, kind of like how they would help out at camp, but through video, through social media. So this is offering a chance for teenagers to gain leadership skills and participate in community engagement through an environmental justice lens. It's their chance to be storytellers through digital media and learn what it takes to create an impact through creating that educational and structural content. So Gather Core will be trained and deployed to create video segments to help you engage with the content on the activity guide, like I said. So they'll be taking over segments like the community science report and maybe like the creature of the week report too. So how this will work out is they'll meet virtually weekly to peer review. They'll be assigned a segment, peer review videos, also get the chance to meet local professionals to learn about green careers. And this is going to be led by the conversation and also by the theme of the week that we want to address. So they're also going to be heading up social media campaign called Nature on My Block, which I'll go into, which anybody can be a part of, but they're going to be leading it up. Okay, so let me just make sure. Okay, so our Nature on the Block initiative, I'm just making sure I'm at my notes. Okay. So Nature on My Block is part of the land portion of the activity guide that connects you to your neighborhood wherever you live. Led by the Gather Core, our initiative is to get you outside using community science apps and social media campaigns as a family. Gather Core will initiate the challenges to find or do certain things in your neighborhood and document it somehow. And this is also an active way to use your scavenger hunt that we provide each week, that you can follow the hashtag and utilize that hashtag as well. So, but if social media doesn't seem like an option in order to participate in this, we're also have the community Padlet that the kids can put, the younger kids can put their observations, or I'm going to offer that if they even want to mail me their observation lists or pictures of what they're seeing on their block, so they can share too, so they can feel part of this initiative. So we'll have a segment in the guide on our website that features a Nature on My Block report by one or more of the Gather Core, and tips on how to care for your neighborhood, like starting a trash cleanup initiative or identifying invasive plants to weed out. And as part of a fundraiser for this guide and resources, we're going to be selling that symbol that's on there, the Nature on My Block with the peregrine falcon holding the cell phone, that will be available on the website, just to help broaden our reach. And then we're going to be potentially partnering with other local organizations to give this initiative a little bit more momentum. Okay, so those are some of the things that we'll offer. I'll recap after I discuss some of the green spaces that Gather New Haven has to offer. So one of the first places is Quinnipiac Meadows. That's offered at, it's located at Quinnipiac Ave. You park at the gate and then you walk in the access road. And so if you haven't been to this preserve, it's really awesome. There's a few osprey stands or platforms that have nesting ospreys right now. And if their hatchlings haven't hatched yet, they're gonna hatch soon. So that's something to follow throughout the summer. There's also a bird blind looking out at the river, and it's a great place to go on bird walks. And I featured this picture of a turtle because just this week I got to witness this diamondback terrapin laying her eggs at Quinnipiac Meadows, which I was very excited about. So it's just one example of something in nature that you could witness here at this location that's available to anyone for free to visit. All right, and then we have our pond lily preserve that is, we have our pond lily preserve, and that's supposed to be Ramsdale. I apologize. I spelled the street wrong. I just realized that on multiple portions of this, but it is on the map spelled correctly. So you can park in the basketball court across the street and walk in. And it's just a beautiful urban oasis that once you walk through the woods and then come out near Lily Pond, you don't even know that you're surrounded by shopping malls. It's so beautiful. It's also a site where we removed a dam and nature is just reclaiming itself. So again, I'm just giving you examples of places that you can visit as a family that we have available for anybody to use. These are community land trust sites. All right, and then everybody's familiar with this one. This is where Schooner is. This is where camp is held, and I've been seeing so many different shorebirds, and especially this one right here, which is a yellow-crowned night heron. And there was a juvenile yellow-crowned night heron that's been hanging out there as well, which is just like an all-gray version of that with the red eye. So if you go down there this summer, you'll get to see them. Very cool seeing them over and over again and getting to know the natural residents. So I just want to give you examples of things that you could do here. Obviously, just going on a general exploration hike. You can do horseshoe crabbing projects. We have signs up to tell you if you find a horseshoe crab with a tag, where to send that information. And we have milkweed growing at this site. So if you as a family want to come and monitor some of that milkweed as you participate in the community science projects, come along. Okay, so I just wanted to recap what we have to offer this summer. And remember that all of this is being offered for free. Just want to remind you. All right, so the weekly activity guide that you can either subscribe to get it weekly in your inbox, or you can just visit the website. It'll be archived there with each week we'll be adding new information. And it's appropriate for all the ages that Schooner takes in. The community sharing circles that anybody can come in on Fridays, and I'll send out a survey to see what time seems most appropriate for the most people to come if that's an interested activity to get the kids together. All right, and then Camp Penpals, open to all ages. And then the Gather Core program, which again is our adaptation of the junior counselor program for 14 to 17-year-olds. So until the website is all set up and ready for you guys, I'm just gonna offer that if you want to email me, I have my email in the comments. It's nikki@gathernewhaven.org. Send me your interest, and then I can send you information as it comes in and let you know when everything's updated on the website. The hope is to get it all ready for you in 2 weeks. So, and these resources are all free, but of course we're a nonprofit. We're also not running in-person camp, so donations are definitely appreciated to anybody that can, just to help increase our impact this summer. All right, so one of your main questions is, when is this going to be available? Is starting July 6th. We'll send out the first activity guide. We'll start having more resources on our website. You'll be able to subscribe on our website at gathernewhaven.org. And just so everybody on this call knows that we moved from newhavenlandtrust.org to Gather New Haven because of the merge that happened as of January 1st with New Haven Farms. And that same week, we'll be doing Gather Core training. So if you have any interested teenagers in this initiative, please email me, and I'll set them up with volunteer waiver and our policies for the initiative. And we'll just be requiring the Gather Core, and I should have mentioned this earlier, we'll be requiring the Gather Core and any of the participants to participate in 2 consecutive weeks, just so they see their videos through and the initiative through. So the 2 consecutive weeks that they'll commit to out of the 7 weeks of this activity guide that we'll be offering. But we'll also be offering a physical activity guide just to make sure this is accessible to anyone. So this will be available on a PDF on our website, or by request, we'll print it out and you can pick it up at the office. And we're gonna be trying to provide this physical guide in English and Spanish with a health and wellness segment, because we are going to be providing a physical guide for our farm-based wellness program families. So we wanted to be able to put some of that information in there too. And if that happens to be something that you and your kids are interested in as well, we'll make sure that there's a segment on the website for that. So check out the Schooner Facebook page for any live updates in the next few weeks of information. And now I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I am going to allow time for any questions and answers. Any questions, then I'll answer. If anybody has any questions, I'm just gonna check the chat. Do you know sign up will be? So sign up will be on the web. Hopefully, hoping at least sign up will be on the web next week. So as I said, until then, just email me, and that will count as your sign up, and I'll put you in our Excel sheet and everything for those signups to get you the proper information. We just want to make sure it's flexible with trying to get this all done, but also getting you guys what you need as soon as possible. Okay. Right, does anybody else have any questions? All right. If you know anybody else that would be interested in either seeing this recording or joining me at 5 for another live session, send them the Zoom link that you got from me. And thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to listen, and have a wonderful day.